Yo, 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 what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, December 2nd of 2024. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful holiday with your families. A lot of people are getting back into the swing of things, of course, now that Monday is here. Christmas is right around the corner, and winter is coming. Let's go ahead and hop into the chart for today. So we do have that moon finishing up in Sagittarius today. It is going to be moving into Capricorn, finishing up with that new moon energy. I'm sure you guys could feel that new moon. So outside of that, we don't really have a ton of stuff happening today. Now we do have Venus, 24 degrees to Capricorn, trining Uranus all day. So Venus, of course, is the dispositor of this Uranus and Taurus, because Venus does traditionally rule this area. And trines usually do bring positive energy and stuff. But Uranus and Taurus, especially when it's in a fallen place, maybe we have to, convince some other aspects of ourselves that even though things may not necessarily seem all the way there, especially when it comes to, like I said, Taurus is all about your self-worth, your self-confidence. It could be about money. It could be about the way that you ground yourself. And this Venus trining over here, we can definitely be, there can be a little bit more focus when it comes to more earthly matters, when it comes to, how we ground ourselves, when it comes to our money, our finances, our career, our job, Uranus here, of course, throwing a bit of a wrench into things, as Uranus does do, because it's randomness, it's electricity, it's the internet, it's social media. So this trine could be a positive thing, but Uranus is retrograde here. So I think it's really going to be about, how can we still find the balance in our life? How can we find the balance in these areas where, maybe trying to relate to other people or relate to other groups of people if our values aren't 100% aligned. Venus is all about relatability. It's all about how we receive things. It's about how we balance things out. It's about the beauty in things, right, too, right? In Capricorn, Venus really wants to just, have the latest and the best and the luxuries and stuff like that. But that trine to Uranus in Taurus, though, it does kind of bring a sort of random kind of energy. It does kind of bring a more, because Uranus is like the people, it's the masses. So this can bring, ironically, a bit of a human element to things, right? So I think this is about not forgetting our humanity, not being so cold. Remember, this Uranus is now going to be dispositing this Pluto for the next 20 years, right? As Saturn will be too, because Saturn is the traditional ruler of Aquarius. So we don't want to get super cold and detached, especially because, we want to find solutions. Uranian energy, Aquarian energy wants to always find solutions, right? And sometimes when we go about trying to find those solutions, we can kind of forget about the human aspect, right? And forget, sometimes people don't always want their problems to be fixed. Maybe they just want someone to hear them out, So I think it's about, there's nothing necessarily right now that needs to be fixed per se, right? I think we all have challenges and we all have things that we want to work on and improve. But if you get this crazy urge to just do something crazy, do something random to just fix things, especially coming off of this new moon in Sag. But the Mercury was retrograde, and Mars in Leo, while it has a little bit of firepower, it's letting its foot off the gas, right? It's not moving as fast as it can. It's moving very, very slow. But if you just feel this sudden urge to just change something and to just do something just so you can fix a certain situation, that may not necessarily be, the best way to go about it, And maybe you'll be saying well, maybe that's what my feelings are saying, that's what my gut's saying, that's what my intuition is saying. That's only one tool. Your intuition's only one tool, right? We don't have all the answers right now with this Mercury retrograde here, right? It's getting ready to oppose Jupiter, right? It's getting ready to square Saturn again. Get ready to Cazimi with the Sun, right? We don't have all the answers. So we'll see this moon as we progress throughout the day. We will see it move into Capricorn, right? So now it's being disposited by Saturn. And of course, Saturn is getting ready to square over to the Sun. So we're about to have, we get these squares every single year, of course, right? Where the Sun will square Saturn, So for this time, it squared when it was in Gemini. Now we're getting to square to it in Sag. So we're kind of getting it from both angles. We're getting ready for that one, which will come then the next day or so. And now we're really going to just start to feel like if you didn't feel the new moon, you will probably start to feel it more Tuesday going into Wednesday, because Saturn was very, very involved with that new moon. So when they actually come to their exact square, it's going to bring about a tension point. And because this moon will be in Capricorn during this square as well, it's definitely going to provide an extra level of spice to it. So this moon in Capricorn, we're going to be reacting and responding more to Capricornian-like things. We're going to be reacting and responding more to, money, career, legacy, purpose, how we climb the mountain, adulting matters, responsibilities, integrity. These are the things that we're going to be reacting and responding more to. And sometimes we want to just curl up into a ball and not worry about that stuff, not worry about our responsibilities, not worry about the things that we have to get done. But we have to work on those things. And that's the thing too. Like if you find yourself, we all go through the waves of emotions, right? But if you find yourself kind of struggling over the next couple of days, it's going to be because your emotions are going to be tied to your responsibilities. So if you're not actually getting things done that you need to get done, and you find that you are just been moodier, that's probably the reason why. It's because that moon's in Capricorn, right? So it will meet up with Venus here too, which is going to be a very weird conjunction, because normally the moon and Venus will love to be with each other. But oh boy, with a moon that's going to be in detriment and out of bounds on Venus and Capricorn, we're probably going to see some weird thing here. I wouldn't be surprised, especially because it'll be in sextile to this Neptune as well. May see some weird things involving celebrities, because, like I said, Venus, it wants the finer things in life. It could be definitely like some money weird, like some weird issues with like money and stuff like that. But, we may see some weird things with celebrities in like the next day or two, right? And like I said, the moon moves very fast, so we don't feel the aspects for that long, but they can have lasting impacts, like new moons, full moons, eclipses, right? Big conjunction points as well, right? So I think this Monday is going to feel like a Monday. I think the first part of Monday, it's going to be, we're still kind of a little bit gassed up from the weekend, but by the time that the workday ends for most people, that moon goes into Capricorn, it's going to definitely feel like we're kind of just back to reality, right? And I don't know about you, but I guess a lot of people may be feeling this way, but Thanksgiving, the holidays, they aren't going to quite hit like the holidays. And it's probably because Jupiter is retrograde in Gemini. It's going to be retrograde throughout this entire time, right? So, energy is just a little bit different, a little bit off, but it doesn't mean that we can't work with the energy. I think that, a day like today, we're not going to see like a ton of stuff happen. It's really just going to be that moon making some aspects. And like I said, that Sun Saturn square is starting to form a little bit. Well, at least we have the Venus trining over to Uranus, right? But like I said, I think if we get too caught up on what other people have and, what other people may value, and then just thinking that we have to value those things in order to feel like a part of the group, I think that's the other kind of dangerous part with this Venus trine over to Uranus, is like this could breed potential jealousy. This can breed envy. You wouldn't really think about it, but it definitely can. Generally, we think of like jealousy, envy stuff. You could think about a lot of Mars issues, especially if it's like in Scorpio and stuff like that. But here in Capricorn, most certainly, it can definitely happen as well. So it's like we don't want to necessarily be getting jealous or envious of other people because we perceive where they are or their level of status as the prize or the end goal or something like that, when we all have our unique paths. And that's really what it comes down to. We all have our own unique paths, and we all have the things that work for us. And, I think it's about seeing the beauty and the gifts that are right there already in our lives, that are already right in front of us. And maybe it just takes a swivel of the head to kind of see. But if you're so tunnel visioned into thinking that once you achieve a certain amount of this, or once you reach a certain level in your career, or once you reach a certain level of this, that then you're going to be ready, or then you're going to have made it, or something like that. There's no grand moment where it's all just going to click, right? There's no moment where every single planet is in its dignity. It just doesn't happen, right? Maybe it might have happened, but I'd have to do it would take a long time for me to like research to see when exactly that could have even happened. But there's never a moment where every planet is in its dignity, right? And it actually can't happen either, too, right? Like it's actually not. I don't even think it's like impossible to happen, right? So you probably can get close, but it's not possible. So that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of the whole thing. So I think it's about appreciating the whole of the journey and not just the little bits and pieces when they're convenient for us, right? So, all right, y'all. Card of the day. Card of the day. A bit of a shorter one today, but like I said, there's not really a ton going on. So I think first part of the day we'll probably feel a little bit of that energy with that moon in Sag, and then once it goes into Capricorn, it's definitely gonna be like, oh, back to reality. So I think everyone's just gonna be back at work talking about the vacation, talking about the holidays, talking about whatever, and then by the end of the workday, maybe some people are finishing up their Thanksgiving leftovers. Maybe you had like the last little bit of your leftovers, and then it's like, all right, back to the old grind. Back to the old grind. Let's see what we have card wise. Yeah, I have the Four of Cups. Yeah, it really is back to the old grind. It's not, you can't just sit back on the tree and wait for the apple to drop and just pondering on life and being the philosopher. It's about actually getting up and realizing the beautiful things that are already right here that are being offered to us. So it's not time to be lethargic. It's not time to just sit back. This is a time to go forward. And yes, it's true. We still don't have all the answers with that Mercury retrograde. We still don't know exactly how this is going to turn out. And you still may not know exactly how to put everything together. But I think it's about just starting the journey anyways. I have that followed by, I do have it followed by the Four of Swords. These cards are kind of opposite of each other because the Four of Swords does talk about rest. But I think it's about, at least the way I'm channeling it, it's about putting to rest any of your fears that are holding you back. Right? Putting to rest any of those fears that are holding you back from moving forward. And I think this Four of Cups in reverse is saying, you may not have all the information and you may be trying to mull over what is the right way to go or the right way to act, or you're trying to come up with the solution or a foolproof plan. There is no foolproof plan. So it's time to put to bed any of your doubts and worries that you may tell yourself, because it is time to get the ball rolling and get it moving. And yes, it may start to move slow and it may not move exactly the way that you want to, but that doesn't mean that you can't start right now. That's going to do it for your daily astrology horoscope. I trust that this message will assist you on your journey today. If you did enjoy this, please like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. And y'all take care. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful Monday. I'll see you all on the next video. Peace.